I am back, y'all. I can actually have a conversation without coughing. I am sleeping much better. I said, if nothing else, I'm going to get back in front of you guys so we can continue to build our businesses. And for those who I haven't seen in a while, hey, y'all. But I definitely want to get you guys going. I know real estate is not for the faint. It is a grind. We have to be in I've been having this conversation with people for the past couple of weeks. We have to be in turtle mode. It is not a race. It is a marathon. Business is going well right now. I know a lot of crazy stuff is happening around us, but I do want you guys to be aware that business is going well, but you have to get up and go get it. So let's talk about getting up and go get it. We do have people that will be seeing this video from different parts of the country. I just want to speak very generally and broadly and just show you a couple of things and just talk about how to get the train going. Momentum leads to action and creativity in the movement. Momentum is big for us. So if we get on that roll and things start happening, that really fuels our business, fuels our attitudes, fuels the energy and all the good things. I know all of you have stuff going on as I do, but in this grind, once again, with all the unsurety and all the things that are moving around, I just want you to hold fast to the fact that you're a hard worker, you're coming to get it, and you're ready to dig deep. So let's talk about it. One of the things, I'm sorry, I keep getting these crazy insurance quote text messages like all day long. It's super ridiculous. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys, I know I've spoke about farming before. Let's talk about farming again. What is it that you want from your business? First of all, who do you want to work with? And I know a lot of you are super new to the business and you're like, okay, we'll take anybody. But at some point you will realize that you don't want to take anybody. You don't want anybody being a part of your business. You want people who fuel you, make you feel good about yourself. If you're a hard worker, you want people to respect the fact and understand that you are due what you asked for as far as commission is concerned. I know with the NAR settlement that threw a lot of us off, and we were all going through this thing where it was like, what the heck is happening? How are we going to get paid? But at the end of the day, when we show our value and show people what we're worth and what we bring to the table, that's the thing that gets us paid. I do have some new supplies that I am bringing about. So if there's anything that I'm using, if you see me in different videos online and you see me putting together packages, please ask where I'm getting these items from. I am trying to keep it very bare minimum, but very nice pieces so we can give to people buyer bags. I have CMA boxes now. That's a new thing. Just ordered these. So they're super important to my business. When I have listing appointments, I will be using those boxes to deliver the packet materials or different things, pens, notepads, all the crazy little things. Once again, if that's not where you are right now, you can build your way to that. I didn't start with all this stuff. It's been accumulating over the years of me being able to get access and to very reasonably priced, great items. So with all that being said, let's put together an action plan to go after certain communities. So, for instance, I personally, I like the area that I live in. The average price point here is about 565. I will show you how I got to that number and why I know that number so well. So the average price point, I live in Accokeek, Maryland, so the average price point is about 565. That's about 11 to $12,000 in commission. So if I have a certain goal that I want to reach by the end of the year, I need to take that number, that is the average, and I do 2.75 or 2.5, whatever commission you want to use to determine what you would get off every transaction, and then back in that to realize what you would get if you sold a certain number of houses that average in this price point. Whether they're higher or lower doesn't really matter. You just want to know that this is your average benchmark. And if you reach it by a certain time, and those of us that are with EXP, for me, the first 8 houses I sell will put me in the 100% bracket. Then the next after that will push me towards Icon. I think it's another 20 houses, and I'll push towards Icon. Do I strive for Icon every year? Most definitely. Do things happen that knock me off my track? Yes. But what happens? I just keep pushing because you just never know what can happen. We had a crazy year last year. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of things are continuing to happen, much like most of us that deal with, I mean, especially with the federal government going on, and some of you are part-timers, and it's just a lot of unsurety. So I do want to come back and bring some consistency to your business. And once again, you guys, for those of you who know me really, really, really well, one, the bus tours will be coming back, and two, call me for anything. I am here to help you walk through this process. But let's talk about how to get in front of the community that's going to best serve you, and really truly speak to your real estate spirit and get you going and motivate you on a daily basis to wake up, because you can't wake up every day just off, oh, I'm gonna sell a house. No, why are you selling a house? Let's have that conversation, because that'll fuel you a little bit more. I know I have my goals lined up and I have them written down, and I have all kinds of stuff around my office to inspire me. But what is your thing? Please write that down. Talk about what your why is, and continue to ask yourself, why do you want this thing, and why is that important to you? And with that being said, once you determine what type of house you want to sell to the right type of people, let me give you an example. My client avatar is self-employed, potentially works for the government, however long that lasts, a combined couple that makes over $250,000 together. Um, they may have degrees, they may not have a degree. I don't know. I don't have a degree, so I don't put that pedestal on anybody. You could be successful in any right. They do have children. I have children. My children are older, but I do resonate with most parents and their ideals and what they come to the table with and about, and why buying the house is important to them. The other piece is I like helping people. So I like to help people. I'm not a big proponent of working with first-time home buyers. It's a lot of questions and a lot of hesitation, a lot of just scary. It's too much. It's a lot to process. But if you love that and that's your niche, that's your niche. My person is usually a move-up buyer. They're usually selling a $400,000 to $500,000 house, and they're moving up to 700, 800, 900,000 and up. That's where I'm moving my business. My average price point home is about 670, and it might have increased. I'll have to go look again. I haven't looked at them, but that's something that you want to keep in mind. So you shoot for a goal, and you probably will get almost there. So with that being said, the other thing is about the people that I like to work with. They love brunch. They love a good brunch. They love to go to restaurants. So I love to go to restaurants. I like shoes. I like shopping. I don't do it all the time, but there's just the things I like. And then I like certain things about my community that you just can't find anywhere else. So putting someone in a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home sounds super easy. But when you get to the bottom of why they're moving and what they want from that move, you really, really have to take into consideration all of the things that they tell you. Do they want to be close to schools? What type of schools do they want to be close to? Don't get into oh, this school is better than that school. Leave it up to them. Give them the resources so they can determine on their own what school fits the criteria of what they're looking for in a home, and what they want for their children, because you would never know. I have 5 kids, and all of them are absolutely different. So I don't want to get into that, what school is best for what kid and all the things, because the whole PG County argument can start a whole firestorm with me. So I try not to step into that lane. Once again, give people resources, greatschools.org, things of like nature. When they ask you about schools, when they ask you about crime, lead them to the right websites that will give them the information that they can research themselves. Please don't put yourself in that position. So the other piece will be, I know they love brunch. They have children. Um, Most of them, I love Jesus. Me and him, cool. I have a drink every once in a blue moon, and I cuss when I'm scared. So any animals that come near me, please remove them, because I'm gonna lose my mind. And everybody who knows me knows this thing. But with that being said, that kind of gives you a blanket of the people that I like to work with. We have a lot of commonalities. You don't have to have commonalities with your avatar, but you should know what they're interested in, so you can be in the right places, be in the right circumstances to meet these people and connect with these people. because that's what brings the business. And as you meet more people and have more clients and you add this on, they'll start to direct you to the people that they know and they like and they trust you. So they're giving you open-handed referrals that you don't have to work very hard for. So that's super important. Okay, that's enough babbling. Let's talk about how to get the information you need to get. So how do you know? Let me share my screen. How do you know? Where is it? Where did it go? It lost me. I had it up a minute ago. Let's see. Hope you can see that. I'm not sure if you can see it, so I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna share again so we can make sure we're in the right. Hmm. Is it doing that? It's very interesting. Excuse me 1 minute. Let me go to that page and make sure it's working right. Oh, it's doing that. Interesting. There it is. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are looking at our MLS for Maryland. So, like I told you, I live in Ivy, Maryland, so it's super important for me to follow Academic Maryland in the stats and see it. And I do want to move to a more expensive community, but that's going to take time and energy. If you are going to farm a community and this is your first go at it and you have a limited budget, I would say do no more than 500 to 1,000 houses. That way you can work that community over a 6-month time frame and then give yourself a break and then come back and work it again. But you're gonna have to start touching people, getting in front of people to make this thing work. So this is Akakik. So I put Akakik in the search field, just like a regular old search. This will show me any houses that are coming soon and the houses that are active. You want to pull those up? They got 29 houses. So with that being said, the average price, like I said, is about 550, 560. So we're right around this mark. You see how it gets a little heavier down on this end. And as you go to the next page, the highest price is 900,000. So you do have a range. So you want to get a community that does have a range. But if you don't want a range and you want to be in a specific price point, say you want to work everything from over 500,000, then definitely go to the communities that serve that match what you're looking for in your business. Um, and that is something super important to me. The next thing you would want to do, now you know there are how many active houses there are in your area. That's a number that you would want to write. And if you can do a market report every month, this is the information you would want to write down. You would want to write down coming soon in active homes every month. You would want to wait to the end of the month to get those numbers so you can get a clear picture of what just happened the month previous. Then you would take that away. You would do active under contract and you would do pending. That's 21 homes that are currently active under contract and pending. That's another stat line that you can add to your videos. So in this area, and once again, put whatever area you want in here. And if you want to downsize it to a community, you can get very specific with it if you choose. Definitely do that. So in that area, you want to say we have 21 active under contract pending, because you'll see it in different ways when it comes to Zillow, Realtor, and different things. So you want to be able to give people the true stats. You want to see how many houses closed. We do not want to see how many houses closed in the last 6 months. We would like to just know something about the last 30 days. And if you're at the end of the month, you're usually going to cover what happened in that month. 10 houses closed in the last 30 days in this area. So with that being said, you would click this top button in this blue row, and it will pull up all of the homes. So you've got 10 houses right here. Here's the fun part. You're going to hit the results stat. In the results stat, You are going to get a comprehensive report that really shares with you the details that when you're sitting down at listing presentations, and I'm going to show you some things that are going to start getting you listing presentations so you're more active and out and about in the community. Here's the thing. They just took those 10 houses and we're going to do an average of what that market was in the last month. So on average, it took 22 days on market for a house to go under contract. That's your numbers for the past 30 days. This 100.43 symbolizes how close to list price these houses sold. It was daggone near dead on. Here, not a lot of concessions were given. Now, do we want to take into consideration there are a ton of new construction homes mixed up in here? Yes, that is the case. These houses were just built 2020, 24, 2024. There's three of them in there. So the rest of them are resales. And they didn't give any closing help. So was it because the people didn't need it? Did they offer a program or a grant or something that they didn't ask for money? Or was it just that it's super competitive that they didn't need it? So you got a house on here that was 7 days on market. One was 4 days, 8 days. So that means as soon as that house hit, people were all over it and they wanted it. Those are a lot of houses like this is in my community, and our community has been hot for a while. People have been jumping to come over here. And oh my God, the number has increased over here significantly. We were selling in the 630s, 620s, 630s a couple years ago, and I'm talking about 2 years ago. Now 700s, that's a jump. So let's talk about what else we see here. The average is 4 bedrooms. The average is 3.5 baths. The year built 1998. But if you know Agakeek, like I know Agakeek, we have a lot of new construction style communities here that have come up. Agakeek is considered one of the USDA territories, which will consider it rural, and the USDA home loan is eligible to be used here in this area. So that's another bonus and plus about this community. Average acres is 0.44. So once again, if you're sitting down at a listing presentation, you can speak to what the average has been in this community, whether they're 0.25 or 2.5. You can speak to it either way and feel comfortable about it. The average square foot is 2,300. You can see there's some 3,700s, there is some 2,900s, 3,200s, 960s, just various things that will give you a nice blanket look at the entire community. So once you sit down with anybody, the more specific you are about their house, the better. Excuse me. So $241 per square foot. So this would help you gather where a house should be priced based on the square footage of the house. You see some that are a little more expensive, a little, but this is the average price. So that kind of gives you a nice gauge of where you should put. Anytime you are listing a home that is a resale, which 9 times out of 10 you will, please be cognizant of what new construction is costing you in that area. You never want to try to outprice the new construction unless it's just something about the house that size-wise, acreage-wise, just speaks to that. And you want to definitely go look for the comps that match what you're saying. So the average list price is $504,000. The average close price is $505,000. That means that it closed significantly a little bit higher. Once again, back to these numbers where it reflects that's the number. So has this number gone down? Yes, it has. Over years, it has. Over the year, it has gone down to say 505 for the average. But once again, we must take into consideration it's a ton of townhouses and not as many single families as usual in this community. We did have a new construction community just close out around here. And like I said, always know where the new construction is, know what the price points are, know what they're offering. So if you're listing houses, you're not in the blind about what competition really looks like. Because if you put a house on for 485 and the new construction is selling at 465, they're going to buy new construction all day. That's just it. You ain't got a shot. You ain't got a chance. So be cognizant of your area and all that it entails for you. So let's go back here. Now let's talk about what we want to share with the people that we are um, are trying to work with. What do we want to give them? What type of things do we offer them? You can offer them market update reports. Those numbers that we just pulled, that can be your first introduction. Hey, this is what's going on in your community. And you can create a nice little letterhead, look on Canva. If you need something, let me know. And I'll shoot it over to you so I can share that with you. The other piece is, have you introduced yourself? A big thing I like to say is, if your neighbors don't know who you are and what you do, you're doing yourself a disservice. Everybody should know that you're a real estate agent in your neighborhood. I have introduced myself to my neighbors in a variety of ways. I don't walk up to them. And that's not my style, not my character. Some people are very outgoing and they can do that. I give you nothing but credit. You will get mailers from me. You will get things from your mailbox. You'll get cutesy little things from me. That's just my style. I am super creative when it comes to that stuff. So I've sent out letters, asked people, have they been considering about, selling their homes? This is what's currently going on in our community. So creating a schedule that will speak to that is super important as far as your business and getting you going. But once again, if you're very budget conscious, you want to create next to nothing. Use Canva. Canva's your best friend. If you're at EXP, Canva should be open to you and free. I have to figure mine out because they just trying to build me, and I want to make sure I roll over into the proper way with Canva and EXP. So I want you to use that software to your advantage. Create a flyer. Hi, my name is. This is what I do. This is where I serve. And then on the back, you can put something. You can do a testimonial blurb. I don't care if the testimonial come from your mama. Somebody can speak to your work ethic, you care about people. It doesn't have to be totally about real estate. It can just speak to you and your work ethic. Because 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to like you for you. So we want to create that knowing. And then once you start to put those little things in the atmosphere, dropping these mailers, the other piece I want you to do is start creating video. I know. I know certain people are looking at this and rolling their eyes at me, but please start creating video. Let's talk about the restaurants in the area that you want to serve in. Let's talk about the dry cleaners. Let's talk about the grocery store, the offerings, the parks that are near. If you don't want to be on camera, don't be on camera, but figure out a way to get these people and start posting this stuff on your social media. All of these little things come together. And next thing you know, people are starting to call you and they're starting to recognize you and they're starting to see you in the area that you want to serve in. And they'll be like, hey, I've seen you before. And it'll take a couple times. It's not going to be an overnight thing. From my understanding, it's between 9 and 12 touches. So we've got to do the work. And that's why I say, trust me, be budget conscious. Don't go blow your whole budget on 1 month. Be very budget conscious and stretch this thing out to make it make sense for you and your household and however you need to manage that money. Don't overextend yourself and then you're frustrated. Like, oh, it didn't work. I'm never doing it again, because it's going to take some time. It is going to take some time. I have people who have amazing success stories that I'm surrounded by in the different skin in the game calls, which are like networking calls, commitment calls, whatever you want to call them. They talk to me and I talk to them on a daily basis about their wins and I've heard their stories of how they've struggled with staying consistent, being in front of people and creating that boundary where people just like, oh, I've seen you, I know you. There's newsletters we can create. There's open house flyers. If you want to do an open house flyer, anybody who knows me and you guys have gotten my videos and my requests, if I have a listing to give, I will definitely let you work an open house. I do not mind. Just call me, get with me, share it on social media. I'll share it for you, all the things. But this is the beginning of how we grow, how we get in front of people, how we connect with the people that we really want to connect with. And one of the other pieces I want you to do is I do something every day called a video text message. I do 10 of them. Today, I think I'm up to 7. I need to do 3 more. But you can reach out to anybody and you don't have to say, hey, I'm in real estate. You can just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you. I saw your phone, your name on my phone. I wanted to reach out, make sure, see how you were doing. Because a lot of people aren't doing well right now. So just checking on people is just important. So the other piece would be you can also start to walk around those communities and start to feature the style of home that they offer. Talk about the price points that they offer. Because once you do that monthly report and get those stats, you can start to speak to, hey, welcome to Keep Maryland. Right now, in the last 30 days, the houses are probably averaging $500,000. Oh, wow, that's crazy. I would love to know more about those houses. What type of houses do you guys have? Well, we have colonials with 4 bedrooms, at least 2.5 baths. We have basements. We have townhouse style homes with garages. We have older homes, the ramblers and raised ramblers on very large acres. Those are the type of things you do. You go stand in front of the local school. Hey, welcome to Geek Academy. We feature grades K through 8 here. And the esteemed principal, Dr. Judy Adams, that's the type of stuff people want to know. Because not only do they want a house, they want to buy a community. So you want to start beefing up what you tell them about the community. So once again, you have more content, more things to talk about, and people start to recognize and know you. If you don't have one video, what are we talking about here, people? Nobody can find you. Nobody knows you. So I want you to start pulling these things together. If you need my help, if you need access to Bright MLS, if you need me to go through the steps again on how to create the stat report, please don't hesitate to text me, call me. I will be around and I can walk you through it again. But I hope you guys have a great Wednesday and we're back. Bye, guys.